everyone and welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV, where today it is time to pick up our second job unlocked here in Heavensward. As we're getting started today, it's time for the daily minion roulette. Today we're going to have a dust bunny. Hello! Alright, you can see I got my Dark Knight up to level 37, so next time we do Dark Knight, we'll be all ready for that. And I also got my gear upgraded to item level 35-ish. Accessories will be a little bit more slow going. Alright then, let's get started. Today's job is going to be found up here in the Foundation, northwest of the Aetheryte Plaza, near the Skysteel Manufactory. In fact, that's exactly where we're going, to the Skysteel Manufactory. Alright, hello there, Stephanivian. My prospectometer seems rather fond of you. Let's see, shall we? Odd garb, striking presence. Would I be right in assuming that you are one of those adventurous types? Yes, indeed. I thought as much. My prospectometer seldom lies. And let me just say, you have made the right choice in visiting our humble workshop. Welcome to the Skysteel Manufactory, where miracles are born from ether, metal, and imagination. From cannons to ballistas, we develop and manufacture a range of weapons designed for slaying dragon invaders. But we are also accepting students who wish to take up a firearm and learn the techniques of the machinist. What say you? Are you interested in joining us and exploring the machinist discipline? Sure. You are? Well, of course you are. Otherwise, my prospectometer would not have registered your obvious interest. In my excitement, I've neglected to introduce myself. The name's Stephanivian de Helenar. And you are? I am Satora Lancy. Stephanivian awaits your introduction with undisguised enthusiasm. Something I forgot to mention in the Dark Knight episode. Oh dear. We'll have to go over that later. I'm assigning out the jobs from each of these. I'm assigning out the Heavensward jobs to each of my characters. I believe Satora's going to be getting Dark Knight. It is kind of important for her story, actually, that she gets Dark Knight. It's kind of very important for her story that she gets Dark Knight. Machinist, I want to say this one's going to be going to Petra? Let me actually double check that just to be sure. I haven't actually officially decided yet. Oh, fun. Machinist feels like a Petra job. It could also be a Sybil job. Both are very possible. Okay, well, fun. I'm gonna have to figure that out at some point soon. But Machinist will either be Petra or Sybil. I guess Sybil doesn't have a ranged DPS yet, so... Yeah, I might give this one to Sybil. This kind of fits Sybil's both Sybil's capabilities and relationships with other characters. We'll get into that eventually. Stephanivian awaits our introduction with undisguised enthusiasm. Satora, is it? Well, Satora, allow me to welcome you once more to the Skysteel Manufactory. As I mentioned before, 'tis our charge to develop and manufacture weapons designed for slaying dragon invaders. But pray forget about those tired old inventions. The future lies in machinistry, a technology that weds the genius of Master Garland's Magitech with traditional etherology. Every single one of my latest creations employs the principles of this unique discipline. And in the steady hands of trained machinists, my new inventions are going to alter the very face of warfare. Though I would dearly love to expand upon my revolutionary theories, we should begin by familiarizing you with the tools of the trade, so to speak. Have you time now for a brief lesson? Indeed, I have all the time in the world, settling in here in Ishgard and hiding from the cops who I murdered. If you didn't watch the Dark Knight episode, you really should. It's horrifying. Splendid! Now the first thing you must learn is the proper technique for handling a fire... Where the hell's our master of marksmanship? I swear the man is never about when I need him most. How dreadfully embarrassing. Here I've mercilessly piqued your interest, and now I must ask you to call again at a later convenience. Mayhap the next time you visit, our instructor will deign to put in an appearance. Then we can outfit you with the equipment necessary to learn basic marksmanship, and I might explain to you the particulars of the machinist's profession. I'm afraid he's gone for good this time, my lordship. Left a letter of resignation on your workbench and all. Confound the man. We cannot afford to lose such a pivotal employee at this crucial juncture in our growth. Joy, prepare mine accoutrements. I shall drag that scoundrel back by the lapels if need be. But, me lordship, we ain't even sure of where to start looking. You make a salient point, my dear. My prospectometer points to the lands of Lenosha. Ah, yes, I should have realized that he would return to his homeland. Lenosha, my lordship? Are you sure you want to go there? I hear it's a nasty place where folk will clout you across the face as soon as look at you. Ah, well, I must admit to a little familiarity with this environs. Hark, Joy! The prospectometer chirps again. Of course, our aspiring machinist. We shall have the worldly Satora here act as our guide. For an explorer who has braved the harshest corners of Eorzea, the wilds of Lenosha must be akin to a garden path. Is that not so? I wouldn't go that far. I'm also not exactly welcome in the area, so I'm gonna have to be very careful where I tread. Now, no false modesty. Whatever knowledge you have of the place must far exceed ours. No matter your protestations, you will consent to guide us, will you not? Fine. Then 'tis settled. Joy here, in addition to her loyal service to House Helenar, is the finest shot in the manufactory. As the novice machinist, I suggest you mark her technique well during our little jaunt to Lenosha. Speaking of which, we must needs decide upon a somewhat less vague destination. I seem to recall our absent instructor mentioning companions from a Camp Overlook. Let that be our first port of call. Camp Overlook. Okay, well, good news is that is pirate territory. That's good because, while they are working for the Maelstrom, they're probably not going to rat us out to the Maelstrom. Okay, well, we're just going to have to be quick while we're here. Also, it's dang warm in Lenosha. Let's fix that. Okay, hello there, Stephanivian and Joy. Any luck spotting our instructor? Oh, what a stench. I think I'm going to be sick. So this is Camp Overlook. Indeed, its inhabitants do seem the type to clout a man in the face in place of a how do you do. Shall we make some inquiries after our prematurely retired instructor? Let us rendezvous at this spot once we've gathered what intelligence we may. Okay, sounds good. Let's get looking around. Now you look too warm. I'm not fixing your clothes. We're gonna be going back to Ishgard soon enough. Sorry, Juniper. A bloke Leda Ishgard. Aye, there was a stranger come about, asking after one of our lads. Told him the sorry sod he was looking for was in the cabin by the lift, rested up from an axe wound. Okay, cabin by the lift? You mean that big Rugadin bastard? You'll find him pacing the boards in front of the infirmary. Some of the lads seem to know the bloke, but no bugger seems eager to say ow. Okay, we're looking for a Rugadin by the infirmary. I've seen him all right. Got himself a cold reception, too. You can't come apologizing for a deed a decade old and just expect to be forgiven. Oh! Oh, shit. Okay. I know exactly what that's referencing, thanks to watching all the 1.0 cutscenes recently. Don't worry, it's not required reading, but I will inform you on what's going on once we've gotten to that. Ugh, what a stench. I think I'm going to be sick. How fared your interrogations? 'Twould seem our man came here to visit an old acquaintance. Yeah, I heard he's over by the infirmary. In the vicinity of the winch, you say? Let us investigate this infirmary, then. Oh, you're gonna make me switch over to a level 50 job. Fair enough. Let's switch over to Bard. Seems appropriate. Dang it! No! I forgot! Spoiled the glam. Damn it. Oh well, pretend you didn't see it. We'll do a big reveal once we get to warmer environs for the Ishgard area. Damn it! I had a specific point where I wanted to reveal that. Oh, I'm so sad. Alright then. Well, hello, Stephanivian. Is this our man? Were the conditions of your employment not satisfactory? Return with us to the manufactory and we can discuss more favorable terms. I understand that Ishgardians presently accord machinists rather less than the respect they deserve, but I promise you our worth will shine through in due time. People will clamor to learn our profession. You cannot abandon us now, Rosenthal. Think of the future. Leave me be. One more step and I'll blow your yapping jaw off. Joy, if you please. You shite-eating bastard. Next time I'll aim for the shaft twixt your thighs. Are you not proud? 'Twas you who taught Joy everything she knows about shooting, and spitting colorful profanity besides. Aye, the lass has learned me lessons well. Well enough to be your new master of marksmanship, I wager. Do you think so? Oh, but no, Joy is far too busy with her duties at the manor house. And besides, we have this budding machinist who is simply dying to learn from the great Rosenthal. I'll explain Rosenthal in a minute. He's got a history. He was a character in 1.0. Also, Joy, I'm very gay. Holy crap. Very impressive. Buffalo shite. Any scrag who's known me would rather I did the dying. I'll explain that in a minute, too. Oh, just look at you, the epitome of a roguish swashbuckler. Why ever did you cease brandishing your weapon in that fashion? Because only pirates come hold a firearm like this, and I ain't gonna teach the machinist way to no opaless sausage-fingered venture what you dragged in off the street. Then you are saying that if our sausage-fingered adventure shows a glimmer of hope, you will consent to instruct her. Did you hear that, Satora? This is your chance to display your aptitude for marksmanship. Here, I took the liberty of packing some extra tools of the trade. Convince our reluctant instructor that you are serious in your intentions. You have the look of a limits adventure about you. Fine, Stefanivian. I'll give your whelp one bloody chance. One lesson to see what she's made of. The fate of the Skysteel manufactory, nay, the very future of machinistry, is in your sausage-fingered hands. Take up your weapon and aim for the stars. How did we get roped into this? Well, good news is we got a gun! Hooray! Now let's get that gun equipped. Right there. Put on some actual clothes, glamour it properly, and create a new gear set. Okay, let me go ahead and get my hotbar set up and this moved into the right place, and then we will go ahead and take on this mission, this training mission, to prove we've got what it takes. Alright, we're back. Let's go ahead and real quick talk about Rosenthal and what his thing is, and then we'll talk about our actual rotation for machinists. Very, very simple rotation to start out, of course. Okay, Rosenthal, his whole deal, he was an antagonist in 1.0. If you started out in Limsa Lominsa in 1.0, he was up to a lot of really bad shit. He got manipulated real hard by the Ascians. Ow! What the hell was that? Loud. Okay. Cats are probably causing problems. Anyways, Rosenthal was... if I remember correctly, he got manipulated hard by the Ascians. He was also trying to gun for taking the admiral seat. There was no admiral at the time. Merlvip had not yet come into power yet. he was gunning for the Admiralty, and he was involved in a few assassinations, I want to say. He eventually got caught, he paid for his crimes, and he fled off and changed his name. He has a different name. Rosenthal is not the name he went by back in 1.0. This is just going off what I remember from watching a huge binge of all the cutscenes. I could easily be misremembering any details of that. But I know he was an antagonist. He was involved in people fighting over the Admiral seat. I know he got manipulated, and I know he fled and changed his name after everything settled. Anyways, machinist rotation. So, we've got our, of course, roll skills, not going to worry about those. Our main single target combo is split shot into slug shot into clean shot. It's going to be 140 potency into 210 into 270, not bad. And each of these are going to increase our heat gauge by 5. I don't think we actually... Do we? It does not appear we have our heat gauge yet. We will get a heat gauge soon. And when we do, that will increase by 5 with each action. Well, we'll see when we unlock it. It'll be eventually. Possibly even with this quest. But yeah, heat gauge, we'll get to that soon enough. Next up, Hot Shot is going to be an OGCD ability. An attack with a potency of 240. We just basically use it on cooldown in order to get some extra damage in. 240? Okay, that changes things a little bit. Our basic AoE ability is going to be Spread Shot. 140 potency to all enemies in a cone before us. Let's see. It looks like 2 or more enemies that's going to be an upgrade, because 2 or more enemies that's going to be doing 280 versus 270 on our best single target. So yeah, 2 or more enemies, we want to be switching to Spread Shot. Next up, we have a buff ability every 55 seconds. We've got Reassemble. Guarantees that the next weapon skill is a critical direct hit. Increases damage dealt when under an effect that raises critical hit rate or direct hit rate. Does not affect damage over time effects. So this is probably going to be best used on Clean Shot or possibly Gauss Round. Let's see what Gauss Round does. An attack with a potency of 130, maximum charge is 2. We get a charge every 30 seconds. Okay, so we're going to use Reassemble on Clean Shot then. Got it. That is the ideal. And that is it for now. Fairly simple starting rotation, as always. We'll build it up as we get further in. You must persuade Rosenthal to return to us. I will. His lordship has such high hopes for the manufactory's future. I'd hate to see him disappointed. God, Joy, you are a completely different person when you pull out your gun. My God. Alright, Rosenthal, let's do this. Rosenthal seeks to evaluate your natural talent with a firearm, and we will get Hypercharge. Ooh. Okay, yeah, we'll be getting the heat gauge after this quest. For a first timer, you look good and comfortable with that carbine. Pity that comfort will only last right up until you shoot the bleeding thing. Right, here's a few pointers before we start so as you don't put a round through your damn foot. Aim the barrel at your target, squeeze the trigger, not too bloody, Ardbine, and boom goes the firearm. It's your shots what'll decide the kind of damage you can do with any particular weapon. Next, let's talk about that contraption at your waist. Now, I don't rightly understand it, but the boss tells me it draws on the ether in your body and turns it into the spark what'll feed some new devices he's working on. Oh, and pray don't forget to carry your Soul of the Machinist. I base the design on the more traditional soul crystals, and it will act as a focal point for the energy conversions performed by the Ethero Transformer. Ah, that would be the contraption that Rosenthal mentioned. We have learned all Machinist actions and traits to level 30. Let's go. Alright, that's all you're getting for the now. Follow me and we'll see how you fare in the field. Or you can throw your carbine in the bushes and flee like a musket-whipped cur. Them's your choices. I'm not giving up. You can't intimidate me, Rosenthal. Actually, you know what? It'll be much faster to fly since you are flying us way out over to the west. Oh, right into the middle of a fate. Almost perfect. We are going to have to help with this, aren't we? Because otherwise, this is going to be actually in the way. Alright, at least we can get a little bit of a preview on how Machinist plays. Again, like, the starter rotations are going to be very, very simple, but as we go, it's going to get far more complicated and interesting as we gain more abilities. I very much do prefer this whole we start at simple format. There is one major downside, and that is main scenario roulette gives huge rewards, so you kind of want to do it regularly to get those rewards, but it locks you to level 50, wherein you're still at kind of the tutorial phases of the game's combat. I am hoping they fix that in the next expansion. They have said they want to work on job identity for the next expansion, and ideally, that includes working on making the rotations better at each level cap, because right now, the level 50 actions still feel a little bit tutorial-y, and that's not great for people. They can speed it up a little bit more. Okay, you know what? We're switching to spread shot. But yeah, Machinist, once you get to higher levels, has a really interesting rotation, which I've done a little bit of experimenting with recently. I would love to have more opportunity to work with it, but most of the content I'm using it in, I don't really have the time to like fully go through the rotation, because it's like either dungeons or one-off quests that I've been doing with Machinists. Trials would be the best place to learn the rotation, but I need to actually try that at some point. Okay, this should be the last one, and oh, thank goodness. Now then, with that distraction out of the way, hello friends, let's do a solo duty. Ha, willing to take me test then, eh? The rules are simple. Make your way towards the Hermit's Oval and shoot what you're told to shoot. Okay, quickly. Oh, god damn you. I just can't win. And why am I missing? No, how dare you? There. Let's try that again. I shall await you at the end of your trial, Satora. I have every confidence that you shall impress our instructor with your enthusiasm and potential. Right, we're gonna have us a good old-fashioned hunt. Joy will be giving you instructions while I eyeball your marksmanship. Golems will be your first target. Focus on getting a feel for range and rhythm. Try to avoid them quarrels. You don't want to waste your ammunition. Thankfully, ammo is not actually limited. But we're going to be fighting golems and avoiding quarrels. Got it. No. Bad. Back off, Condor. Back off. Alright. Defeat 3 golems. You can usually fit about two Gauss rounds or 2 OGCDs in between each GCD action, though it may sometimes be safer to do 1 at a time, just to avoid risking clipping your GCDs, since GCDs are going to be your main source of damage on basically all jobs. Okay, last golem already? When I'm playing Machinist, there's eventually points where you will only be able to weave 1 at a time. Next up, we're hunting for bombs. You gonna say anything else? Alright. Where would the bombs be? Probably just further up this way towards the Hermit's Hovel. Ah! Crap. Hello there, Basalt Golem. Please back off. Okay. Making our way up, let's find those bombs. They said to avoid the quarrels. Where are the bombs? Joy, where are the bombs? Surely you're not going to have us go all the way down to the Hermit's Hovel. This does not feel right. Yeah, this doesn't feel right. But I didn't see any sign of bombs, but aha! I see you. So you were just up the hill then, got it. Wait, that's, screwed up my rotation. I got distracted. Okay, there's one. We need two more. Where? Aha. There's one, and there's another. These are distributed very, very strangely, actually. I guess we are hunting, so there's a bit of we need to track down our targets in there. That's fair, but God, that feels a little bit weird how they distributed these. Okay. What next? Not bad, lass, not bad at all. Let's set you against some proper nasties, though, eh? Rosenthal, ain't you done enough for a beginner? Not by a long shot. I want to see skins from a pair of Miacids and a pair of tigers. You want her to fail. I ain't letting you cheat his lordship. If you're gonna bend the rules, then so will I. Do what you gotta do, lass. I'll be waiting for those skins at the oval. Alright, we got tigers and Miacids. And Joy's gonna help. Cheating scum. Come on, Satora. Alright, let's go track them down. You back off. Oh, these lightning sprites are not gonna leave us alone, are they? Okay. Tigers and... Oh, Joy is just going for it. Okay. Follow her. She probably knows where to go. Ah, here's the Miacids. That one's about to fall off the cliff. Can we just push it? He wants skins. As proof. So we better not let it slip off and fall and die. At least not in that way. There we go. Okay, now we just need two tigers. Ah, there they are, over by the ringtails. Ah, crap. All right, time to switch to spread shot. We got too many ringtails on us. Oh, this is going to be an actual problem. All right, come on now. Get off me, you damn ringtails. Knock it off. Oh, are we done? I guess we're done. Yeah, the hunt went well. Right, on to Hermit's Hovel. Just as soon as we clear out the ringtails. Okay, we're clear. Alright, down the hill we go. Let's go meet up with Rosenthal. Let him know we beat his test. Hey, no, knock it off. Get out of here. You bring them skins then? I did. I also almost dropped my controller, gosh dang it. Why am I so clumsy? Huh, even with the young Joy's help, you did well, lassie. Huzzah, you will return to the manufactory with us then? I said she did well, now that he was done. You still got one last target to take down. Me. Sora's got talent, but even she can't win against Rosenthal. The man truly is being bothersome. Satora, would you be so kind as to give the instructor a good drubbing? God, I'm just having a clumsy day today. Accidentally spoiled my glam. Nearly dropped my controller and almost skipped the damn cutscene. I'm having a bad one. Alright, Rosenthal, let's do this. Don't rush your thoughts. Breathe, think, fire. Good work, Satori. You can win this. Yeah, we got this. You're not hard at all, Rosenthal. You're rusty. Keep it up, Satori. He's on his last legs. Helps that I made sure to gear up before this. And clear. A thrilling performance. You're saved the manufactory. Well, there you are, instructor. Satori has proven her potential beyond the shadow of a doubt. You are a man of your word, are you not? I'll come back to your bloody workshop, but do you know why I left in the first place? To once more breathe the salty air of your beloved homeland? Ha! I ain't got no love for Lenosha. In fact, I'd be happy if I never saw the place again. Then why would you inconvenience us by fleecing to a locale you so clearly despise? For a sack of gelt the size of me bloody head. I don't know who he was working for, but some bloke came around offering me good money to ship anchor. So I did. Someone paid you to abandon the manufactory? Who would do such a thing? Like I said, I ain't never seen the sod before. But if I show me face at the workshop, his boss is gonna want the gelt back, I reckon. Pity I already spent it all on grog. Oh, no. You'll not wiggle through my grasp that easily. I shall pay this debt, and in return you will instruct every would-be machinist who walks through our door. Well, you've got one bugger worth teaching at least. I guess it's back into the frigid arms of the Lady Ishgard for me. What's that wise me, lordship? The Halinar coffers ain't exactly fit to burst in. Oh, yes, you're quite right. We are rather short on coin, but I'm certain a thorough inspection of the ledgers will turn up a spare gill or two. You can't put a price on good people, eh, me lordship? That you cannot, my dear. Rosenthal may be a touch standoffish at times, but none can dispute his eye for marksmanship. Such talk aside, I sense the business he had in these parts was not concluded to his satisfaction. Would that the man would confide in me his troubles. I suppose I shall have to content myself with the thought of his return. But you, Satori, you have exceeded my every expectation. Pray join me back at the manufactory that I might thank you in a manner that befits your accomplishments. Alright then, let's get back to the manufactory and finish off our first machinist quest. Stefanivian? I get the feeling you have a few senses that you're lacking in, like money, and just when to give up on a lost cause. Also, someone's out to... Why would somebody pay our lead marksman to leave? That feels like sabotage to me. There is something going on here. The savior of the Skysteel manufactory. I'd hoped to furnish you with a suitable reward, but a glance at the ledgers counsels me to wearisome prudence. Thus, instead of presenting you with a firearm of the finest materials and latest design, I most humbly ask that you make do with the dated bottle I gave you at Camp Overlook. And I must also pass on a message to you from Rosenthal. He asks that you take the skills he has taught you thus far and master them in the furnace of battle. Well, something to that effect. I assume he means to offer you further instruction once you display a sufficient level of competence. And such a day can hardly be distant for one of your talents, eh, Satori? I suppose. We got a new ability, Hypercharge Instant Cast with a 10-second recast. It costs 50 heat gauge and grants 5 stacks of Overheated for 10 seconds. Overheated increases the potency of single target weapon skills by 20. Not bad. I believe I want to put that on right D-pad. Alright, next quest will be available, of course, at level 35. Let's get Hypercharge in its right spots. Performing certain weapon skills will increase the heat gauge, and once it is high enough, the action Hypercharge will become available. Using Hypercharge will become overheat your weapon and allows the use of Heat Blast at level 35 and Auto Crossbow at level 52. But for now, it just increases our potency. Oh, no, not there. Actually, I think I want to put it there. I'll need to double check where I place it on my main hotbar. I like to have that consistency for obvious reasons. Oh, I didn't set my roll actions on the back hotbar either. There we go, that's fixed. Alright then. Next time on Final Fantasy XIV, now that we have learned Machinist, we are moving on to our third job, our final job for Heavensward. I will see everyone next time for that.